Welcome to another episode of Game Boy Roulette, where we take a look at randomly chosen games from the Game Boy library. Heiankyo Alien. I think I preferred Heiankyo Predator? We've seen plenty of companies come through on Game Boy Roulette. Big name companies, Game Boy kings, mid-range developers, all coming together to make the Game Boy one of the greatest systems ever. But today's game gives us a chance to look at one type of game developer we haven't seen much of. Outsiders, people who didn't have much experience in the world of game development, or are missing the funds of larger companies, or aren't attached to any big names. Basically, what we're looking at today is the Game Boy equivalent of a modern-day indie game. Wow, Nindies started earlier than I thought. In the case of Heiankyo Alien, a group of students at the University of Tokyo, calling themselves the Theoretical Science Group, noticed the downward trend of gaming in the late 70s. They decided to try their hand at programming and releasing Heiankyo Alien for PC and arcades, and was fairly well received in Japan, although arcade cabinets never made it to the United States. What did make it was a port to the Game Boy, released in April of 1990. It was ported by Meldac, a gaming company that only ported 8 games in its time, which just so happens to include a game we've already seen on Game Boy Roulette, Mercenary Force. And I gotta say, the cover is a little mesmerizing. The use of only 2 colors, besides the text, really makes it stand out, and this bizarre creature with arms coming out of its head, I mean, it's certainly attention-grabbing, I'll give it that. I haven't the faintest clue what this game is gonna be like, so let's find out together. Set blasters to stun as we jump into Heiankyo Alien. Heiankyo Alien. But, wow, that is a title screen. Oh, here come the Heiankyo Alien. Oh no, they're adorable. Goodbye. Heiankyo Alien. Ooh, this is a cool title screen. Nice music too. New or old? New, I guess? Well, we're just writing the gameplay. They're the Heiankyo Aliens, and there's me. I am... Yes. Oh, the music's lovely. I can't do anything with this. It looks like it's just, blocking the path. B does nothing. A... creates a ball. Oh! It creates a hole. Oh! Is this Load Runner style? It totally is. Okay, someone walk into this. Thank you. We are officially on the same page. It is Load Runner style. Or just any of those numerous types of games where you have to let the enemies fall into holes. The trap 'em up genre, I believe, was the technical term. It looks like oh god, they're fat. Oh! Gotcha. 1, 2, you got Heiankyo Aliens. And there's the other alien, which looks like Meta Knight? Same stage, but now with new music and a new enemy. I do like trap 'em ups. Uh-oh. Run, 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 run. Trap 'em ups can be very fun. This one at least is controlling well to start out with. Nice music, too. Wow. Oh god. Oh, that's really violent. It just ate my head. Do I have lives? Do I have power-ups? Gotcha. Thankfully, the AI just wanders in random directions. Okay, I have 4 lives left. There we go. These stages are starting to feel familiar. I appreciate that the music is different every stage, because the music is pretty banging, but it's time to get new levels, please. Aha! You've fallen into my clever trap of me putting a hole in a random place. Hole goes there, hole goes there. I wonder what Heiankyo means. You know what? I'm gonna look that up. What does Heiankyo mean? Heiankyo was one of several former names for the city now known as Kyoto. Oh, so the title literally just means an alien that has invaded Heiankyo. I really hope I'm pronouncing that right, by the way. By the way, new stage, finally. It's alright, so far. I mean, it's about as simple as you get, but it's a gameplay loop that I enjoy. I will hasten to say, it's not doing anything super revolutionary. Then again, the original version of this game came out in, 1979. So maybe this is the first example of the trap 'em up. This music is so Game Boy, I love it. Okay, I have created a tiny safe house for myself, and will be living here until the foreseeable future. Thank you. No! Oh, what? He freed his friend? it is one problem. The AI doesn't seem to have any strategy. They just sort of wander randomly. Case in point. Oh my god. You know what? I want to look something else up. Load Runner actually came out a couple years after the initial release of Heiankyo Alien. So, Heiankyo Alien, at least the original version, was like the grandfather of trap 'em ups. Of course, this version came out years after the genre had become popular. So it's kind of interesting. It's like this game began the whole genre, and then other games came around and probably did a little bit better, not that this is bad, which then resulted in them bringing back this game for a port. You know, I guess I prefer these games more when they have power-ups and more varied stages. Like, they're doing, it looks like 3 levels per stage. Like, this is the 3rd time we've been in this exact same level, but just with more enemies. But that's not to say this is bad. It's doing things pretty simply. I just think other games have done it better. Kind of an interesting thing. I'm a little surprised they didn't advertise that more. Like, looking at the box, it doesn't really say anything about the genre, but I would totally buy a game if it was like, this is the dammit grandfather of trap 'em ups. Wow, I look so sad. Then again, nobody had heard of Heiankyo Alien in the US. It never hit the US until this came out. That's the thing, there's not much else to talk about with the gameplay, so I'm just considering the circumstances of the game, and it's pretty interesting stuff. Oh god, no! Touched by a... Oh my god. I got eaten by an alien. What does old mean? Oh my god. Okay, that's pretty awesome. They actually include... Oh, they actually include the original version of the game. Oh, it spawned me right in between them. This actually brings the score of this game up significantly. This is really cool. I love stuff like this. Damn it. Maybe I should stick with the new game. I'm better at it. Yeah, it's like a little digital museum for just this one very specific game that I'm terrible at. Oh well. Back to new, I suppose. Rather than play this game, I'd rather just display it under some form of stylish glass case. It's funny because as a game, there's really not that much to talk about. Decent graphics and good music, but nothing that really makes it stand out. It's a very primitive version of the trap 'em up genre, with no power-ups and not much variance in the levels themselves. Gameplay worked perfectly fine, but as I said, didn't really excel at anything. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but it also means the game doesn't particularly stand out amongst a whole treasure trove of games similar to it. Honestly, if it was just being looked at as a game, Heiankyo Alien is pretty forgettable. But it's more than just a game. It's a small digital museum of a pretty fascinating game from a different era. They took a game that was originally made in the 1970s by a group of students who were making a game for the first time and gave it a fresh coat of paint to show off for more modern audiences. Plus, the inclusion of the original version is amazing. It lets you see just how far gaming came in a few decades. I always love games that let you compare original versions to remakes, kinda like the Game & Watch remake series on the Game Boy, so seeing a version of that for a little-known arcade game is pretty interesting. This is not a great game. It's good, but there are better trap 'em ups, but it actually functions a whole lot better as a time capsule, a little glimpse into a lesser-known arcade game of yesteryear. And a little glimpse into horror, too. God, that dying animation is messed up. And that's all for another episode of Game Boy Roulette. Make sure to subscribe so you can follow the series as we continue to dig through the Game Boy Vault. I'm Brian J, and I'll see you next time.